Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Vinny Warstein, and today we're going to be looking at some Starlink benchmarks and specifically pertaining to uploading to Twitch.tv servers using your Starlink internet connection. Now, there is a problem with Starlink internet connection. I've seen a lot of people talk about it online as they talk about how their upload is completely unstable and that they drop a ton of frames during their stream and it just becomes frustrating. A lot of people just end up shutting it off, whereas other people seem to have it working just fine. So what is actually going on? Although the majority of the consensus seems to be that it's not working. So I've done a number of tests on this. I've tried uploading to several different Twitch servers. I've tried using a bunch of different masks, and I've also tried a number of different settings in my OBS program, which is what I'm going to be using to show you guys these tests here. So there's this really great app. It's for Windows. It's TwitchTest and TwitchTester, and you can test multiple different Twitch servers without having to painstakingly go and doing it over and over again. So one thing I'll find is it's always going to be the same. If you're using a raw connection, it's going to be really terrible. If you're using the less popular mask that I have, it is really good. And if you're using a popular masking program, it's going to be the same as going raw. So let's go ahead and look at this. But first, I'd like to talk about why I think that they're doing this. Is because reading online, I figured out that people are being called power users are abusing a lot of the download and specifically upload traffic. So these are people we all know about for years now, pirates, people who like to upload copyrighted material, basically run their upload speeds for 24 hours a day. They tie down the servers and just cause a lot of problems for all your average users. So the way that they're catering to people right now is just by shutting down a lot of these services that tie up bandwidth, and one of them is Twitch TV. I haven't tried YouTube, but this is specifically for Twitch, okay? So let's go ahead right now. And I've got my stats on screen right here. So we're going to just try and do an upload raw to Twitch with no mask. So let's just see what happens. I'm going to run these for about 30 seconds, and that should be enough to show you what's going on here. So I'm using a bandwidth test mode, so this won't be actually going live, but either way, it's the same results. So you're going to see. I have it also set to 3,500 kilobytes a second is the goal, so it should be able to reach that quite easily because this is the speeds test, often around 10 megabyte upload, and should be able to hold 5,000. So 3,500 is quite generous. So we're going raw here. This is particularly strong start. I just thought the best way to do this would be to show you in real time. But yeah, so it looked good for a bit, but then the true colors start to show. You get these massive drops. You get the makeup that goes over the 3,500, and then all of a sudden it says, "Hey, you're going too high," and then it kicks you back down. I mean, you do this for an hour, you're gonna have a really choppy stream, and you're gonna have buffering for people. You're gonna have no good. So as you can see, I already lost about a quarter of the frames we're uploading in no time, and it cannot hold 3,500 kilobytes per second. So I think that's enough for that one. That's pretty much sums it up. So now let's move on to doesn't work, again with the quotations, doesn't work version 2. So doesn't work version 2 is the popular masking companies. To give a perfect example of this is Netflix had a problem where people were using a very popular masking service to circumvent country boundaries for content that's locked out of, like if you're in Canada, it's locked out of Canada. You can only view it if you're in the United States. So they're using these masking services to show they were in the United States and get the American content. It's an old trick, and it's been working for years, but they're figuring out that a lot of the traffic is coming from the same masks, so they're blocking all of them. So what we're going to see here is Starlink using a little pepper from that recipe. So we've got our popular mask set up now. Let's start the stream, and we're gonna notice that I'm gonna predict it's gonna be just like as if it was a raw connection. Well, actually, it's worse. Shouldn't be having significant drops like that, and then it does. Obviously, like the last one, it has its moments of grace where it maintains for a little bit, and then you're gonna see it plummet again. So this is actually one of the stronger tests I've had using this mask, but as you can see, there are drops. Seems to be going over, seeing about 15%. But there you go. So a little bit longer between the drops, but it's definitely not stable. I wouldn't call this stable by any means. Anything under 5%, I would say, is pretty okay. The odds of this at the rate that it's going up and down is just going to be terrible. So I've seen enough of that one. So now let's go to my secret mask that works very well. It has worked very well up until now. I think the reason it works well is because it's not very popular. It's a lesser known mask, and I was actually just stumbled on it by dumb luck. I don't think I didn't go looking for this mask. It came to me. So here we go. So let's start the stream with my magic fix. So basically what's going on here is when Starlink is communicating with Twitch servers, it's saying, I don't like that you're communicating with Twitch servers, so we're going to cut your bandwidth. They seem to be doing it in a kind of a funny way, though, where it's like, they'll just give you spikes of lost bandwidth rather than just throttling you to like 1 megabyte, which makes it equally as frustrating. Like you can't use it. So again, I'll just reiterate, when you're using a popular mask, and then what happens is they already know that. They know, oh, okay, well, he's uploading to this popular mask. It's not going to work because they know that, right? So then when I'm using this one that nobody really knows about, that isn't probably a problem, I'm getting 0 dropped frames. So there's no problem with my upload. This isn't a connection issue between my satellite and my dish on my roof. This isn't an issue with the data center. This is an issue with Twitch not working with Starlink. So when you hide the fact you're connecting to Twitch and you do it in a way that that isn't painfully obvious, then you have success. So here we have 0 drop frames, and I've done visual tests on this as well. I've done streams, so you could show it's perfect. I have VODs on my Twitch channel that show that this has been uploading fine. However, it's not without total issues, so I'm going to talk about some of those issues. So number one, For some reason, in my chat, I constantly get a reconnecting to chat. It pops up about every couple of minutes. It's a welcome to the chat room over and over again. Floods my chat. It's really annoying. Number two is once in a while they do seem to realize, oh, this guy's been uploading to this private IP for a while. Looks like we need to block it, and I'm telling you, it'll just stop working. But this is the strange thing, is I don't know if it's the IP that I'm uploading to is experiencing trouble, or it's Starlink cutting me off. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way I could tell that, but I just don't know. All I know is when I turn it off and I switch it to a different one, it starts working again. So a little bit shady. Another thing here is sometimes even when it's working, it'll show like if I was live for an hour, it'll show I was live for 10 minutes, and then for some reason the timer restarts, and I don't get a nice consistent stream length like I would with my fixed wireless, where it would just be like 2 hours, up to 8 hours of continuous stream. So it's sickening. It's not good. It's a stupid workaround to begin with, and it has issues. So it's but the fact is, it exposes the fact that there's nothing wrong with my upload. The upload is working perfectly fine. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, I'm sharing this with you because I know why Starlink is doing this is to punish power users, but for people like myself who are hobby content creators and just want to go ahead and make some some live streams a few days a week and make some videos, and it hurts us. And I live in the country. I don't have much for options. Actually, Starlink is my very best option, and they just don't deliver on the speeds that they promise for uploading. My other option is, I might as well not even stream. The quality is terrible. Nobody wants to watch that. So this is a great alternative. I just wish that they would have more leniency with content creators. So if you're thinking about getting into Twitch streaming and you're thinking about using Starlink as your ISP, I would reconsider. I would go with somebody else. They're just not letting it work for us. So yeah. Anyways, that concludes the video. This is my first video. Please leave a like, comment. Just starting here. Hope you guys learned something. If you guys want to know some of the places that I got this information, obviously browsing Reddit, there's lots of people who share information on Reddit. You can use the TwitchTester app to test your connection to multiple servers. It's really handy. You can also use there's various masks. I'm calling them masks, okay? To test your connections to different ones, but I find automatic is usually just the best. But if you're looking at using them for upload, then I would avoid the popular ones. They are blocked, so they're still going to protect you, but they're just going to not have the full bandwidth that you're looking for. Okay. Another thing, I think that's about it, guys. Yeah, all right. Thanks. Peace. Happy gaming, and we'll see you in the next one.